Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 11th of December 2022. No video from me yesterday. I just got caught up with a few things, but back today with just some thoughts really. We all know that for many years we could tell that people were well off because of the fancy new or nearly new BMW sitting on their drive, or whatever it might be. Although, to be honest with you, that's not really a true measure of wealth, because they've probably got it on a lease plan, possibly a month or two behind on the payments as well. But do you know what a true way of telling if someone's well off is going to be going forward? Possibly it's going to be this: seen fumes coming out of people's boiler flues because they've got their heating on. And also another sign may well seen a house with a lot of lights on, or possibly even people with large bellies who can afford plenty of food. Could those going forward be signs that people are well off? Who knows? Could well be, couldn't it, with what's going on at the moment? I've had these musings literally while I was making Lorraine a cup of tea and myself a cup of coffee, and well, that might even become a sign that someone's well off as well, just by the fact they can make themselves hot drinks by boiling up a kettle. So not that I'm particularly well off, but I'm going to enjoy this cup of coffee here, so cheers. So I'm just talking to Lorraine there as we're having our tea and our coffee about the homeless situation, because Lorraine was out and about yesterday and a homeless person asked her for money, and sadly she didn't have any because she gave a street performer all of her change a little bit earlier on. But basically, we all know, don't we? Don't really talk about it very much, but you've got all of these people coming from overseas, I'm going to phrase this quite delicately, who are being put up into quite nice hotels, apparently. So I'm hearing from quite a lot of sources. And I think there's Serco and the like of giving out contracts to various hotel chains to make rooms available for these people. And my point is if they've got the money to be able to do that, have people who have come into the country and got nothing to do with this country and have had nothing to do with this country, and they're able, the government have got money to put them up. Why haven't they been able to sort out the homeless situation, which we've had forever? And maybe putting them up into places, or even building purpose-built kind of hostels that they can spend the odd night in here and there along the way. Obviously the government in the past have always argued, oh, we've got no money for that kind of thing. Well, you clearly did have money, didn't you? Because you're putting up all of these people coming into the country now. And while I'm on that subject, what about all of these people in third world countries who have struggled for food and clean water and the rest of it for so many decades? And yet, again, the plea has been from government, oh, I've got no money to help them out. Maybe if you give some money to charity, then they can have the odd well sort of dug here, the odd schoolhouse built there. But us governments, we can't do anything, until it gets to the stage where they want to roll out a certain treatment into sort of remote third world places, and then all of a sudden plenty of money is available for that, isn't it? So what is going on? One minute you're saying, oh, I've got no money, oh dear, we can't do anything, what can we do, our hands are tied. And then you turn around and you've got plenty of money for other things. So just continuing with our Sunday morning coffee and tea musings, Lorraine and I are, and there's a government propaganda video out at the moment encouraging people to get you know what, and it involves basically a lot of Father Christmases or Santas going along to the local treatment centre and getting a certain thing from a guy called Dr. Hilary Jones, who is basically a well-known shill in this country, shall we call him. And you think it's a bit of a spoof done by someone on our side to start with, but it is apparently an actual thing. I haven't watched the actual video myself. I don't really want to throw my breakfast up, to be honest with you, but yeah, apparently it is a real thing and it is shameful. And there is some classic comments here. Sorry, I've got to just juggle two sort of phones here as I read on one of them. There is more than one Santa on Earth. Oh, come on, guys. This is as unlikely as this V is safe and effective. No shame or grace left whatsoever. Unbelievable. Dr. Killery, what a joke. They really are pushing it. Next minute, this is talking about Father Christmas. Next minute, he's suddenly flat on his face and doctors are baffled as to why. So they're just a few of the comments underneath the video, which I'm glad to see has got quite a few more thumbs downs than thumbs up, you know, on the official video. So there's a lot of pushback against it, which does suggest that people are perhaps waking up to this absolute nonsense. So we've had the Time magazine who have this person of the year, and this year, well, surprise, surprise, it's the leader of a certain country that starts with the UK, and no, that's not the United Kingdom, so I'm sure you can guess who I'm talking about. Well, I wouldn't give this a lot of credibility, to be honest with you, this whole thing and this publication, because guess who the people who were the persons of the year in the years 1938, 1939 and 1942? Well, the first one, 38, it was a certain guy who liked invading countries such as Poland. And the other guy who got it in both 39 and 42 was a certain guy who liked putting millions of people into deadly gulags back in the 30s and 40s there. So I'm sure you can guess who those two guys are. So it doesn't say a lot for Time magazine's credibility, does it really? So I'm going to leave it for now. Hope you like the slightly different format. It was just a collection of thoughts made this morning and sort of stitched together. So there's going to be a bit of jumping around with me like that as I kind of cut from one scene to the next. But yeah, literally I had a thought, then got the phone going and talked to camera in that series of short, sharp little takes. So a bit different from me today. Hope you liked it, and if you do, leave a comment in the comment section below, and if enough people like it, I might do a few more like that in the future, but I'll be back to my normal style tomorrow, no doubt. So catch you then. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.